Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of all signs as we usher in the peak of Lionsgate today on 8/8. So for those of you who are totally new to the concept, Lionsgate is an energetic portal that is created by some geometry in the cosmos. So it occurs every year. As the peak is around August 8th. It sort of begins to come into alignment at the end of July. This year, I think it was July 28th, and extends 2 weeks till around August 12th. So the 8th is supposedly the most powerful part of that process. It's like a supercharged cosmic gateway. And it's in alignment with Earth, the star Sirius, which is also referred to as our spiritual sun, and the constellation of Orion. It's supposed to be a very lucky day, astrologically speaking. We also have the powerful numerology of 8/8. So if you're seeing 8/8, 8/88, if you're seeing 11/11, this is a date that's very aligned with twin flame dynamics and energies as well. So what I think is the best way to describe it is as if it was the collective of all the new moons. Right? At the new moon, we set intentions. This is like that on steroids. And since it only happens once a year, I see it as 12 new moon powers for setting intentions and manifesting what we want. So this is a day when miracles can be set in motion. When intentions with actions to back them up can see miraculous manifestations. So I want you to feel that frequency, that energy of anything can happen. I have the power to manifest anything I really want. So it's, 8/8. The number 8 is infinity on its side. It's about abundance, intuitive power. It's associated with the 8th house, which is about personal growth, change, and transformation. So it's a beautiful time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realm is thin. We're very connected and receiving light codes and DNA upgrades from the light energy coming from the sun and from Sirius back here to Earth. It's really a powerful time. It is associated with spiritual awakenings. As I said, it is associated with twin flames. So I'm going to do a twin flame spread today. But it's about harnessing the flow of cosmic power. So I just wanted to do a little special reading for you. I'm going to start with the Higher Self Oracle. This is a newer deck to me. In fact, I'm going to do a little bit more shuffling. So I will be using the guidebook from this so that I don't miss any juicy information. Yes. My grandmother was born on August 8th, and I always thought she was magical. She was a very quiet woman, very reserved. No one ever knew what the heck she was thinking. But she had a special affinity for me and I for her. And I always felt she had magical powers. I just always thought that my whole life. So now that I understand about Lionsgate and that she was born on that day, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. And the year of her birth, which I forget off the top of my head, was also added up to an 8. So she was really an 8/8/8 baby. Okay, Higher Self Oracle. Here we go for Lionsgate. For those watching, something to serve our ascension process, our highest good as we set intentions, the things we want to manifest for the next year. Take the first step. Take the first step. I love that. Okay, I'm going to it. And it says, hold on. Throughout your life, there will be many creations you desire to bring forth. Your higher self is reaching out to ask you to take a courageous leap forward in order to create a desire you hold deeply in your heart. For most, the first step into the unknown is frightening, filled with uncertainty and unpredictable variables of the journey ahead. Many question if they will have the proper resources, support, and assistance to truly manifest, and they end up defeating themselves before they even begin. If you are enmeshed in the elusive world of fear, then the first step will appear perilous. But if you trust in the knowledge of your higher self, then this step will be a joyous one. This card reveals that it is time to break free from the chains of fear and be brave, dear spirit. Have the courage to venture into the unknown, since each step will move you toward your dreams and your destiny. If you find yourself collapsing into a state of worry and anxiety, look at your higher self in this card. She is taking a step with glee and enthusiasm, almost in an enjoyable dance-like fashion. She knows what this will bring for you and is excited to help you. Will you trust her? If you are attempting to begin a new business, consider moving to a new location. Or if you're trying something outside of your comfort zone, then this card encourages you to take the risk. After taking your first step, trust that your higher self will nudge you into the appropriate following steps. Rest assured, you are supported on your journey moving forward. So I'm hoping you tapped into all the tarot associations that came through in the meaning of this card. I see the second guessing as the Eight of Swords. I see enmeshed in the elusive world of fear as the Devil. I see taking the leap of faith in dance-like fashion as the Fool, right? Venturing into the unknown and trusting is the Moon. We have a lot of tarot references right in this card. And so here on August 8th, 8/8, Lion's Gate, you are being called to take the first step toward your truest desires. Set it as a seal upon your heart, as they say biblically, and then leap forward with joy. Yeah, that feels good. So I'm going to pull the spread. I'll give you my overall impressions, and then we'll do some clarifying. This is a twin flame spread. I have not done it for a little while, so it's sort of like a check-in on the mile marker of twin flame journeys. Let's see here. Beautiful. First card out. Okay, there's the Moon. And the last card I will pull at the very end. So for now, the mission here is the Sun. It's about joy and happiness. Twin flame mission for the collective. Yeah, we're all trying to get to that place where we feel safe and protected in our vulnerability. It's bliss. It's nirvana. So that's really beautiful. On this side, we have your energy, whoever you are watching. On this side, it's your divine counterpart. Doesn't matter, masculine, feminine. Whoever you are watching, this is the side of the spread that I have set an intention is for you. This side is for your divine counterpart. So we're looking at where are you in terms of your soul's purpose at this time. We have the Knight of Wands. You are like all dressed up and ready to go. The Knight of Wands is coming through this in this fashion of enthusiasm, of passion, of nothing's going to hold me back. It's sort of unbridled in its passion, which I love. Your person is coming through with the Eight of Wands. So in terms of their soul's purpose, it's all about communication. This is something they're working on. This is where that's the level they're at. You're sort of racing ahead. It feels to me like this person has something they need to say but may not be able to articulate at this moment. In terms of your karmic challenge, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So now, if you look at the Knight of Wands and you know that this Knight of Wands is full steam ahead and unbridled passion, and then you get the karmic challenge of the Wheel of Fortune, and what does the Wheel of Fortune tell you? Everything in divine time. When the time is right, it will happen. Notice these are both Sagittarian energies, all that fire energy coming to bear on this side of the spread, which is really, this is really Jupiter, but Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And here on your partner's side, we have the Knight of Cups. So their karmic challenge has to do with making an offer from their heart, which is why this is the point that they're at. They're working through some communication issues. And that makes sense because it feels to me like this is someone who's really deeply sincere, but the challenge is how do they communicate what they really feel if that's not their comfort zone? And since you want to be happy, it's an important part of the journey that you pull back on the reins a little bit of your Knight of Wands pony and let this person sort of catch up so that they can express their true feelings and make you an offer that you believe that you can rely on. Notice we have the two knights, the Knight of Love and the Knight of Passion. I know. This card here represents the present energy. There's some fears and insecurities. That's exactly what this card was talking about. Taking that first step can be a doozy, especially if we're living in the realm of the unknown. And to me, the moon is about trusting our intuition during the time when the veil is thinnest between the physical and the spiritual realm. So it's a little triggering, to be honest. Your divine guidance coming from Spirit is the Six of Wands, and it feels to me like step into the spotlight. This is an opportunity for the two of you to kind of merge your gifts and then take center stage together. It feels to me like the Six of Wands in most decks shows the knight with the wreath of peace coming back from battle. So to the cheers of the town. This is a little different. She's on a stage receiving all the adulation from the crowd. So for me, it feels like the divine guidance has the two of you merging together, overcoming the fears and insecurities, not letting, look at what you have here. We have the moon and the sun, unconscious awareness and conscious awareness. And we're shining a floodlight. Interesting that this year we have a blue moon because we have a second full moon in August. And that will be coming up, I want to say, on the 30th. So really powerful energy this month, all start to finish. It's a powerful month with 3 moon lunations in it. But I feel like this is where you merge together. And this is part of your guidance is about finding how to balance each other, finding how to give each other a little bit of space. The Knight of Wands is a very different creature than the Knight of Cups. So I'm almost feeling like there's way more passion and exuberance on this side, and this person is a little bit more subtle about it. So you have to find those spots, you know, pretend you're in acting class and you're being told, you know, find your spot and know how to let others shine as well. That's what I'm seeing happen here. And the last card out is the opportunity, 10 of Pentacles. Yes, my friends, it's about the future. It's about legacy, life partnership, growing a life with somebody. And that would be the ultimate of happiness here. Really powerful reading. So let's jump in with the clarifiers. Sun, Queen of Wands, but of course, yeah, stepping into your power, trusting your intuition and releasing fear. So there is some fear lurking, just like we had in the higher self card. You're taking the first step. You're coming out of the gate strong. Queen of Wands feels very much empowered, especially because you may be called to trust your intuition more and be mindful of, when I pull from the bottom of the deck, it's unconscious awareness or something playing out behind the scenes. In this case, because this is the mission card, there are natural fears. There are going to be natural hesitations and egoic resistance and fears that bubble up. That is what the card was talking about. It said you're going to have to navigate beyond that. And the way you do it is you trust your intuition and you kind of adopt a fearless outlook. So that feels pretty powerful. Let's see here, the Knight of Wands. 10 Ten of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. So it feels to me like you're prepared to move beyond something that may have been painful. I do feel the pain of the past is behind you. So even though it's coming from the top of the deck, underneath an unconscious awareness, it's like, I'm just going to push past it. I really want this connection. I want the two of us to work on things together, to be more in sync, to be more cooperative, to be sure we're on the same page. So I do feel you're prepared to move beyond it, even though it may be a little stressful with that Nine of Wands. Sometimes that comes through as a sense of, I don't know if I have much more to give, but I'm going to give a little bit. I'm going to keep giving a little bit. The Eight of Wands for your person. Yeah. This person moves way more slowly. They are definitely almost waiting for the opportunity. They're anticipating it. With the Three of Wands, there is some energy of anticipation, ships coming in, the opportunity to speak to their beloved, to have that fulsome conversation, maybe about feelings. But notice the Knight of Pentacles. So this person moves a lot slower than you do. And you may be wanting to get past something that I'm not sure this person is ready to get past. We're going to find out in a second. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune, your karmic challenge. Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're kind of ready to move past the pain of the past. That's good. That's important. And you've got the enthusiasm, which is good. And you're seeking some form of cooperation and equal investment from this person who seems to be waiting for an opportunity to seize a moment for some form of communication. And then your karmic challenge is you have an important decision to make. And here's why. Because you're kind of like a cat on a hat tin roof. When is the time going to be right? When is the time going to be right? That's that Knight of Wands, that surging energy and passion rising up. But the truth is there's still some healing that's required. And maybe it's not as much on your side. It's very possible that you've done a lot of healing. And so now that you feel like you're at that point where, well, I'm ready to move on, let's get the show on the road. And it feels like you're just a bit ahead of this person. And because they're not acting as quickly, fears rise up, uncertainty takes over. Let's see that Knight of Cups for their karmic challenge. Oh my goodness. Divine Feminine here in the Empress with the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So this person is feeling some measure of inferiority, or like they're not good enough. They question their worth or value. Maybe they're questioning whether they have enough to offer you even. So with the Seven of Pentacles, they're kind of riding it out. The Seven of Pentacles is about patience and allowing things to grow organically. I do feel like this person has something important to say from their heart, but they're not sure that they're worthy of you, or they're not sure you will find what they have to say worthy of you. So there's some insecurity here that is coming through on this person's side. And there may be, in some of your cases, there may be this phase of separation. There may have been some, blocking, or just a block that's rising up that's keeping this person from taking any action at this point. Knights make offers. They take action. Since this is the karmic challenge, it does involve the beautiful Divine Feminine. It also has the Seven of Pentacles, which is very slow. Things unfolding organically, not moving fast, right? So I do feel like that's the challenge. And that may be driving you a little buggy. So let's look at the present energy, which is the Moon. Yes, unsure of the path forward. The moon is, right, like I said, it's that veil between spiritual and earthly realms and our uncertainty about the unknown. We have the Two of Wands here with the Chariot. That would be progress, the world, closing out this difficult cycle, beginning a new cycle. But the problem is that is in the present energy, there's some uncertainty. So whether it's completely on one side or the other doesn't matter. I feel like that's why you're being called with this, with the guidance here. The divine guidance is about finding that middle ground, the win-win outcome, because there's something here that feels like intuition isn't being trusted in all moments. The uncertainty of what's coming next. Two of Wands, choosing the path, Chariot, getting it in gear in the world, whole new cycle. So I do feel there's some, not going to say reluctance, I just feel apprehension with the moon right now. I'm not feeling any earth-shaking fear, but we do have that with regard to the devil underneath that high priestess, which would be the intuition. And since the moon can also be intuition, I feel like we have to focus on releasing some of this energy that comes from the ego, and that's normal. We're souls having a human experience, and those fears rise up within us from, our ego wants to keep us small and safe. So there's functionality there. But sometimes it does so it leverages fear as a means of keeping us from growing, from moving forward, from taking risks as we're being guided to do here. I feel you're ready to take that risk and bust forth. And I feel this person is pulled back a bit. And so there's uncertainty on both sides because you don't know what the holdup is. This person's moving very slowly. So let's look at the Six of Wands. All right, I'll go with it because it all makes sense and it doesn't matter the order. Six of Wands, Six of Wands. So we have the bookends with, there's our Knight of Cups and the Star. So the divine guidance is you're about to get everything you ever wanted. The wish will be granted. The dream will come true. Prince Charming arrives, if I want to get real cheesy about it. But the way to that is through compromise, is through giving this person their space to find their way at their pace in their own time. That's the compromise. We see it with the Knight of Pentacles. We see it with the Seven of Pentacles here in that phase of a karmic challenge. We also have the Five of Pentacles underneath, which can be their own sense of, not feeling up to what you're worthy of or what they can offer you. Remember, knights make offers. But I feel like this Knight of Cups does get with the program, but you've got to kind of find that middle ground. There's compromise that's needed here. It's coming out twice. And when I say compromise, it may not be something that even gets discussed. It becomes part of your inner knowing and approach to this situation. So let's go ahead and look at the opportunity for your connection is the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, beautiful. So the path forward, and possibly even to your next highest timeline, is through the expression of regrets and of apology. That restores the balance. The path forward to something more long-term and long-lasting. We have to kind of come to terms with things that went south and find some sincere means of communication. I feel that's what your person is working on here the point that they're working with their soul's purpose is through communication, and they're looking for the opportunity. And you're over here with I'm okay. I'm completely over what went on before, or I've done enough healing and now I'm waiting for the Wheel of Fortune to kind of bring in the next cycle, if that makes sense. I feel like what you're being told here is the opportunity for a future in this connection and for something more balanced and fair and harmonious is through the expression of regrets and of apologies. You know? And I feel like this person is getting there, and maybe you're feeling, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but what I see over here is the anxiety, like, you know, TikTok, why isn't this happening? I'm good, I feel good, I'm trying to persevere here, I'm getting beyond that difficult challenge, and it feels like it was something that was pretty heavy duty. And because there's some residual fear here with the devil underneath. And then the moon comes in. It's like, well, what's our path? Are we headed somewhere here in this connection, or are we not? So I'm almost feeling the anxiety on this side and the very slow and methodical nature on this side, and some potential questions about self-worth and value on this side that's slowing everything down. And the reason is because if this person's going to feel safe and protected, that's the sun, that's the mission, in their vulnerability, then they have to come to you on their time frame, not your time frame. And it feels different. The Wheel of Fortune versus the Seven of Pentacles, very different animal. And once that person arrives and the conversation kicks up, and you both express, you know, yeah, I was very sad when we were separated, just for an example. Yeah, I'm sorry that I ghosted you, or I blocked you, or I left you hanging, or I didn't communicate my feelings, or. Once you do that, the balance is restored, the harmony is the gift, and there you go. So, I think it's a beautiful reading for Lionsgate, for the Twin Flames. Let me give you the astrology. Before I do that, there is a link in the description box below at the top. The extended is going to be all signs, and I'm going to go through just like I do for the new moon and the full moon, but I have some specific things I'm looking at. So for Aries through Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, I'm going to look at opportunities for or blocks to reunion. So for those of you in separation, opportunities for or blocks for ascension, right? So if you're not necessarily separated, but you're looking to ascend and get to that next highest level, or next highest timeline for the connection, will be the third thing I'm looking at, okay? So that is in the description box below. Here's what we have. We open up with the sun. That is Leo energy. We have Aries in the Queen of Wands, Pisces in the High Priestess, and Capricorn in the Devil. We go over here. Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. We go over here. We have Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. Over to this side, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. On this side, we have the Knight of Cups, which is more Pisces, and the Empress is Venus, which rules Taurus and Libra. Up here we have the Moon, which is Pisces. We have the Chariot, Cancerian energy. The World is Saturn, Aquarius and Capricorn. We have the Knight of Cups again, which I said is Pisces. The Star is Aquarius. And closing out the reading with the Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and Libra in the Justice card. So I'm sending you all blessings. Take the first step is the message from your higher self. Release fears. Find a bridge to some form of compromise, and trust the process. The link to the extended is below. I'll see you there in a minute. Bye for now.